So good morning, everybody. I am sitting here with one of my childhood legends and somebody I raced with a lot as a kid, and Mr. Joel Johnson.
Great to be here.
How are you doing, Joel?
I'm doing great.
What do you think about the event so far?
It's incredible. It's incredible. You guys did such an amazing job putting it together and just getting all these guys here, which has been great to be able to sit down with them and chat and not be in a world championship environment, you know, like we all were at one point. And yeah, it's just been great. It's one of the best events I've ever been to, for sure.
Thank you. So we're talking about the J Concepts Vintage Clash of Champions and Old School RC Reunion. KYOSHO was a partner with us on this event. We wanted to talk a little bit about the JJ car and your relationship with KYOSHO throughout your career.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, let's talk a little bit about, kind of your time with KYOSHO and, what that meant to you. And
boy, it started in probably early '87, and a little bit before that, because Trinity Motors, who I was with my entire career, used their teardowns for the old brushed motors. So.
Okay.
But they contacted us, said they would like Joel to race our car at the '87 World Championships in Romsey, England. And we're like, I haven't really raced off-road, right? So sent me a kit and went out and raced it and did my JJ mods with the chassis. You can't leave stuff alone if you're, in California and off-road, right? It's just, that was such a time of modifying everything. Had an aftermarket part on it, right? So,
I know they were running. Your original kit was running a Trinity chassis.
So we put the battery in line more with what everybody was doing. Went to that race a few months later, and as everybody knows, it worked out very well for me and KYOSHO, and just had an amazing relationship after that, racing their cars, and ended up working with them in the 2000s at KYOSHO America as vice president.
Oh wow! That I did not even know.
Oh yeah. So I was there 5-6 years as vice president, and they're one of just the amazing companies to run for. The Suzuki family is just so generous, and just they really have a passion for the hobby.
They've been around a long time.
And I met so many great people through their company, and just great employees, so I mean, it's just been a really amazing relationship with them over the years, and culminating in this vintage re-release of the JJ edition, and which is just I remember them calling me. I was in a Home Depot picking up, various things, and Futoshi from KYOSHO America gave me a call and said, "Hey, we want to re-release the car. Would you give us permission?" I'm like, no problem. Yeah. So here we are.
Yes, talking about that a little bit. We're holding the kits. I know, kind of a little backstory. So, my great buddy Daniel Rollins, which
yes,
him and I originally reached out to rebuild your original 87 car.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
It was a project that went on through Old School, and we had parts sent from all over the world.
It was such a great effort from the whole community, right?
Oh my goodness, yes.
It was really fun.
One of his proudest moments, and Futoshi, actually we sent a car when it was done to his daughters. I don't know if you caught that picture.
Yeah, I did,
So a very special moment. I was very happy to be involved in that project, and you were a blessing to work with then. But so we're holding two of the kits.
Yes.
I actually raced a car just like yours back in the day. The only difference was you ran Tekin and I ran Novak. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay.
I ran Novak for many years too, but at that point I was a Tekin guy.
So he was running Tekin at that time, and it was the building of the car was a great adventure. So once we got the car done, it's kind of when KYOSHO reached out, right?
Yes, right. So
they have the car still now.
Yeah, they still have it with my trophy and the whole 9 yards. Awesome. And I guess maybe I'll send them my jacket I've been wearing around here.
My goodness.
Behind it, maybe.
I wish you had the jacket on right now.
Yeah, I forgot about it. Yeah. It's in the car. It's just warm. It's warm.
Yes, it is warm. So seeing you in that jacket when we did your interviews brought back so many memories. You guys, when I was a kid, because you're a little bit older, I'm much older. but the A team wore the white and the B team wore the red. So it was so awesome to see you back in that jacket and see you walked in the door with it here.
I did. Well, I was instructed I better bring the jacket or don't show up, I think was what Drew said. So yeah, I've somehow kept that thing around. I mean, obviously I wanted to keep it, but you know, things, you know, especially clothes, you know, you store it and you're like, I thought I had a jacket here, you know, but that one has followed me around, thankfully. My dad actually had that made for me before I went to the 87 Worlds, and it's become iconic because of the pictures and things, and so it was great to have it, and it was fun to walk in and get the reaction from people who were just blown away that it probably that it still fit, but actually that I had it, right? It does fit you well. Yeah, I'm pretty proud of that so far.
You should be. I know for sure mine would not. So, you know, one interesting thing, you know, with the mods that were made on the cars back in the day, it has a Tomahawk body on it.
Yes.
Right? Is there a story behind the Tomahawk body?
I think it's the only one I could find that would fit this style of chassis, and this is 38 years ago, right? So I'm trying to remember the story, but I know I got the bodies really late. But when we put this on, I think I talked to Hobbyco, who was the importer back then. I'm like, okay, what body might fit on this? And so ended up using this because it had a similar shape to the chassis. And then, normally the guy who painted this body for me is the same guy who's been painting my body since the 80s. So
really?
Gary Keyes.
Oh my goodness.
Gary Keyes worked for Team Losi for many years, and he was my mentor growing up in RC. I met him when I was 9, and he's a racer at my dad's hobby shop. Anyways, so I didn't have time to send him bodies to get them painted. So that's why I had the 2-stripe, something very simple that a 17-year-old or 18-year-old kid could get done before he gets on the plane, right?
And it's become one of the most iconic paint schemes in the history of RC.
I think so. At first I'm like, oh, the simplicity is terrible, but I think in a way that's why it's lived. Everybody else had very fancy paint jobs, and that thing was just, here it is, right? So. But the Tomahawk body, it was one that I could fit onto this chassis, and it's still a KYOSHO product, obviously.
I love that. You just run your mirrors.
And I run the mirrors, so the mirror story is when I was at the Worlds, was when I first met Akira Kagawa, who was the designer of the car.
He's still a
so, and I believe Kent Clausen, who I'd raced with for years, who's an associated racer, he introduced me. He was friends with Akira somehow, and I don't know where that connection came from, but Akira came over and said, and he introduced himself, but didn't speak very much English. But he brought a mirror. He only had one, but he says you have to run the mirror. So he bolted the mirror on my car, and it was just, and if I remember, it was just one. And so that's why I bolted one mirror, and I got the exhaust pipes on the back, which are very fun. And this body is so well decorated. Normally has lights on top.
Right. It's a beautiful body. We actually, KYOSHO was a big supporter of the race. They actually sent us several kits that we were able to work through with Waffles, and we did a silent auction for an actual Tomahawk that you signed for us.
I saw it walking out the door this morning. The guy said, thanks for signing.
So, it's been a pleasure to have you here, and Futoshi, KYOSHO America, Akira, we go way, way back too, and he's, I think he's still doing some consulting with KYOSHO.
He is, yeah. He had a lot to do with this kit and putting it all together with the beautiful graphite and some updates to really make it work well with the with brushless and things, and it was really fun to build the kit. And I had to build a kit out of a couple different kits because JJ's been sold out for months, right? So they sent me a 20th anniversary, the World's kit that Akira did, and then all the parts to make it more JJ.
Wow. Okay.
So my car is a little bit of a blend. It has the carbon fiber towers because I figured I might need the strength, knowing that I haven't driven off-road in a while. So I just kind of did a little bit of a modern interpretation of what this was to give it a little more, hopefully, competitiveness on these very sticky tracks and things we're doing.
Well, you're doing great.
I have fun.
What did it feel like to be standing on the stand with Jay Halsey and Curtis Hustings and Eustace Moore and all those old guys from their day?
It's a throwback. We all have a few more pounds on us, but but it was really fun, you know, to race in this environment where it's not so competitive, right? So Jay and I are laughing because here we are at the back of the field because we both have 1985, 87 cars.
Yes.
Definitely not the design for this type of track, and we're just try to battle it out best we can before the cars roll over.
I saw you lead almost the whole race the other day. You had it.
I had. Yeah. That was my maximum velocity, right? So I knew the little bit modern cars were coming, right? And they just kept tangling up, and I'm like, is it possible they could do that for 6 minutes and I might be able to win one of the heats? And but it was fun to lead, and it was fun to just see the car out front and running around. And it's just it brings back a lot of memories of, kind of when I was running, even at the Worlds, I hadn't run that much, so I just go out and run practice, and I really didn't have a sense of fast or slow because I just hadn't had that much off-road experience. And then come back, well, you're pretty close, and every practice I got a little closer till final practice was, you're on pace. I'm like, oh, I am. Oh, great. And then it's just go from there. It's kind of a nothing to lose attitude. So.
Well, I remember that race instinctively, and we talk a little bit. I know you and I've talked, and we were kind of rekindling our relationship. We met again after '89, like about a month ago.
Yes,
right.
Yeah,
First time
we came up to Park City and had a great
beautiful
dinner.
Yes. So I know there's been some talk, and I remember the square tires, that they come out with for that race, potentially being the advantage along with your driving.
But they were. For me, it was the first time I'd seen tires in different compounds.
Right.
And they had multiple different compounds, and it really, gave us a little bit of a traction advantage where everybody else was running nipped holiday buggy tires. I think were out the vintage, and we, I think that was a real big advantage, and it was the start. And then Yokomo took it to a whole nother level a few years later.
Goodness, I did.
Yeah. So, but. It certainly helped the car. I mean, the cars were great, but to have those tires there was certainly an advantage. I
still feel the KYOSHO Gold shock is the best shock ever made in RC history. It is. We were running them on, even after I left KYOSHO, we were running them on our RC10s.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah. Everybody had KYOSHO. Just put gold shocks on.
Just put KYOSHO Golds. It'll fix everything.
Yeah.
So. I would, KYOSHO has been very good to continue producing old cars.
Yeah.
Right. They have the Legend series that they produce, and they slowly come out with additional cars. They just released the, was it the what anniversary was it? 40th anniversary, I think, for the KYOSHO Worlds Ultima and the KYOSHO Worlds mid-motor.
Yeah.
So. The mid-motors did really well. The mid-motor cars did really well at the 87.
87, yeah. I mean, they were competitive.
Yeah.
And I think that we all got beat by Masami, I think, that year. Yeah.
Yes, I think it was Masami.
Masami entered the scene, in a big way. And we had good. I think KYOSHO has always had very competitive four-wheel cars, and I think in Asia in general, I think four-wheel is always a little bigger than two-wheel.
Yeah.
In Europe, same thing, So.
Yeah, I actually got to test that mid for probably about 8 months before it was released, and it was so dominant.
Yeah.
Back in the day, it was just ahead of its time almost.
Yeah, and they always had such great quality. They still do, right?
Still
build a KYOSHO kit, you didn't need many Dremels or to get these things to go together. So.
And it's still that way.
Yeah.
I also run one of these and with my scheme from back in the day, and I love the car. I absolutely do. It handles well, and excited that they came out with it, and appreciate your partnership. On the original piece of it.
It's been an honor to have somebody make a replica of one of my cars, right? I mean, how cool is that?
Yeah, it is freaking cool. Rest in peace, Daniel Rollins. Anything else you want to talk about today?
No, I just want to thank KYOSHO for sponsoring the event, getting me a car, and to Drew flying out, and you flying out, everybody coming out and enticing me to come to this race because I really had a great time, and it's just been, it's fun. I'm running Jim Dieter motors in my car, which Jim Dieter's been my mechanic and car designer and for so many years, and
Yes.
kind of an extension of Trinity, because he did it for Trinity all those years.
Yes, he did.
So it's, again, kind of a modern interpretation of what I used to run, and so it's just been fun. I'm, you know, just so blessed to have done what I've been doing in the hobby, and stuck around, and to have people come up and ask for your autograph and get a signature.
Isn't that awesome?
It's awesome, yeah. So, I mean, hey, we're living the dream right now, all of us in the Legends row out there.
Yes,
you know?
yeah. You guys, you know, the Drew and the entire team, you know, it was a group effort, and we really tried to make this event one of the most memorable ever, and I think it's been executed well.
You hit it out of the park, especially you got bat with the Louisville Slugger bats.
Oh my goodness,
that was great.
Your pink and white bat.
I know.
Yeah, beautiful.
It's great. I was having everybody sign it this morning.
Yes.
Yeah, it's good, so.
Some great memories. Rest in peace to Ernie. I know Ernie was a big part of your life growing
Yes.
up, and mine as well, for a long period of time.
100%.
You know, the godfather of RC is what I used to call him.
In a way, yeah. You know, Pops is gone.
Yeah.
You know, another big influence for all us young racers, and you know, and Gene Hustings, and we kind of lost the true first generation owners going forward here, and it's sad, but here we are, you know, with their products and the things they did, and still enjoying them to this day. So.
Yeah, and I have a saying I use that legends never die. You know, they're
sure.
In a way they carry on, right?
They do.
All their
In
stuff
our
they've
hearts
created,
and memories, and and we're making more memories today. And
yes, we are.
It's great. It's
All
great.
right. Well, thanks again, Joel.
Thank you, Dirk.
All right.
It's
Thanks
been
for
wonderful.
being here.
Thanks
All right.
for doing such a great job.
Oh, I appreciate it. Thank you, guys. Deuces, or half deuces. Everybody, Dirk Anderson from Old School RC. We are here at the J Concepts Vintage Clash of Champions and Old School RC reunion. Having a blast at the race. I wanted to personally thank KYOSHO America and Futoshi for their support for the event. They were very instrumental, sending us some kits, and you know, we did this big vintage reunion, and we had Joel Johnson here, Jammin' Jay, you know, a lot of the legends from the 80s, Curtis Hustings. We also had our boy Eustace Moore, and you know, it's been amazing. You know, my first sponsor, car chassis sponsor as a kid was KYOSHO. I got to work with people like Joel Johnson back in the day, and Akira, you know, the original KYOSHO designer. I'm actually holding my JJ car in my hands, and I want to talk a little bit about it as well. Such a great event, and you know, you could not think about having a vintage event without KYOSHO. So I've got my car. You know, the project of the JJ Ultima kind of started several years ago with my buddy Daniel Rollins, that has unfortunately passed. But we worked with Joel. We redid his original car from the 1987 Worlds. That car was later sent to KYOSHO, and they worked with Joel to design the kit I am holding in my hand. So, you know, a couple things. You know, I ran one very similar to this back in '87. My paint scheme's a little different, but you know, I wanted to go over some things too that I've also done to my car for people that are looking for the JJ car. You know, we are running the bigger 2.2 wheels that are available through JC Racing. Some other things that I've done to mine is we've upgraded to big bore springs to give it a little extra cush on some of these very, very high bite tracks like we're running here at Hoosier RC Hobbyplex today. Otherwise, I mean, the kit went together amazing. No changes in the transmission. We are taking a little body off picture here. I have added a little additional brass weight in the front of my car to give it a little extra turning abilities and different things like that. Mine also has a little update. It has the RB5 front spindles and hexes on it, so I did a little conversion there on that one. You know, everything lines up. The other thing I did is I used the original battery system and added some standoffs to it to give it the right heights. The battery fits flush. I can still use the straps. Mine also, different than Jay's that you may have seen, also has the wing mount to the top of the transmission case, which is a nice option. So you have two different options there. So a little picture, you know, they did a really, really good job with this. I've raced this car a few times now and just absolutely love it. Fortunately, I've not broken anything on the car. Car's engineered very, very well. So once again, you know, just a little tribute to you guys, showing you my car. But I wanted to thank Futoshi and KYOSHO America one more time for helping us with this event and working to help us get Joel here for the event. And thank you guys. I hope you look at KYOSHO America. They do have a website. You can check their site out and check out the Legend Series. They got a lot of great stuff on there. Thank you.
How you doing? My name is Jason Harp. Team KYOSHO factory driver. Been with KYOSHO for going on 15 years. Been racing for over 40 years. Kind of got into the vintage scene when that really took off. Currently been racing the KYOSHO Optima Mid 4-wheel drive. And this buggy right here I built. This is Joel Johnson 4-wheel drive Tribute. Joel actually drove a pink version of this, which I plan on painting another body similar to his. But this model here is basically out of the kit, but it has every optional carbon fiber piece available from KYOSHO, and I will go ahead and go through that. This buggy here is a short wheelbase, and like I said, it has all the carbon fiber pieces on it. Every option that KYOSHO makes, from the machine motor mount to the titanium turnbuckles, using front and rear sway bars, all the aluminum braces. It's got gear diffs in it currently for this high bite application track. I feel like the gear diff combination is better for rotation and just the durability with extreme traction out there. It's tough to get ball diffs to hold up to this much traction, so I opted for gear diffs. Currently running 10 weight in the front and 7,000. I'm sorry, 10,000 in the front, 7,000 in the rear. It's got the optional pulley on the inside, the lightweight idler gear, the lightweight shaft. It does have the belt from the original Optima that is one tooth shorter than the mid, just to prevent belt skipping and things of that nature. Shock-wise, it's got the standard bore shocks on it. Golds, obviously, you can tell. It does have the B pistons in it with 40 and 45 weight oils. Other than that, I think that's about it. It does have the universal drive shafts that are optional for the front and the rear, and full titanium screw kit all the way around. It's loaded and it handles great. Currently sitting third in the A main here at the J Concepts Vintage Clash. The car is handling very well. I'm running the Pepper Pot Repop 2.2 wheels along with J Concepts silver compound tires, and that is definitely the ticket for this particular surface. So yeah, that's about the only other thing I can say about it. It's a great handling buggy. I do run the belt tension on the tight side. Just with this kind of grip level, you have to run the tension tight to prevent slippage, and that's one of the keys, is just getting the driveline durability to hold up to that much traction. Because usually we're not driving on a track that has this much traction, and so you put a lot of strain on the drive line, and so durability is key. So yeah, that's about it. The car is pretty much stock. Other than that, arms, hinge pins. It does have the aluminum optional rear hubs, and carbon fiber galore on there. Every optional carbon fiber piece available from KYOSHO. So it's been nothing short of fabulous to drive. The car handles great. Definitely a contender for the podium. So I guess keep an eye out for that. It's nothing but great. It does have a shorty lipo in there, and it does have plenty of room. I do have the Coswork optional speed control mount and lipo battery braces in there, but they do add a nice accent to the car just because the weave on this particular carbon fiber from Coswork actually is a spot-on match to the OEM optional carbon fiber from KYOSHO. So that's really nice. So yeah, other than that, it's decked out. You know, aluminum servo mounts. It's got everything available, and that's pretty much it on the Optima. I do also have the JJ Ultima, which is something that KYOSHO brought out recently. Now this thing took me a lot of work to get figured out. Suspension wise, it's got the optional KYOSHO springs. It's got front and rear sway bars, optional from KYOSHO. The JJ comes with the offset front axles, which is great for outdoor applications where you're needing extra caster and forgiveness when you're in rut type applications. But for tracks like this with high bite, I opted for the original Ultima standard straight front axles. Those have definitely made a big impact in the car. Driveline wise, it's pretty much got everything in the back end. So I took the ball diff out of it, opted for the original Ultima gear diff. It does have the lightweight idler gear. It has the lightweight top shaft. It has the optional brushless spur gear, which is quite a bit smaller than the one that comes in the factory. It has the machined rear motor mount, titanium galore on this thing, screws, turnbuckles. Yeah, it's decked out. Chassis wise, all original JJ. You can see it's got the anniversary rear motor mount, or rear motor protector, I should say. I tried to keep it as original as possible, and again, this is a Joel Johnson replica that I did, just like the box art. Had Joel Johnson even sign it while he was here. Again, opted for the standard bore shocks, and I actually have tested this car with the RB7 big bore shocks all the way around. It does make a big improvement in the handling, but just for the rules of the class and the originality and the nostalgic part of this class, I just wanted to keep it original. So I opted for the small bore shocks. I am running the V pistons front and rear, and I do have pretty heavy oil in it. I'm just trying to remember off the top of my head. I believe I've got 750 in the front and 600 in the rear with the B pistons that I use in my my 8 scale. So I am on the heavy side, but again, for a high bite application track that we are running on, you want to just you want heavy dampening and sway bars, and you know, keep that chassis roll at a minimum. I can't really think of anything else that I've got in here, but yet gear diff, I've got 4,000 weight oil, the same 4,000 weight that I use in my my MP10, and yeah, it's handling great. There's a lot of little things that you have to do to the car to get the reliability up. You like Loctiting the put blue Loctite on the diff screws because the diff housing is a cast metal, so you can't go without Loctite on those screws to keep that diff from leaking, because you'll have a big mess in there. I think that's about it. Motor-wise, I got to give a shout out to Phantom Electronics for all the support that they gave me for motors, speed controls, batteries, servos. Everything that those guys have done for me has been nothing short of fantastic. Troy and Jeff and all them guys at Phantom are just fabulous. I want to give a shout out to the guys at KYOSHO, Derek and Yuchi Kanai, for all the help that they gave me over the years, and even Paul King and Cody King back in the day. Those guys were a lot of help. So car's good. Sitting third in the A main with the JJ Altima. Car is definitely a contender for the top spot. I feel very confident going into the A with this car. Handles like a dream with this particular setup. I just got to go out there and perform and put it together, and I'm hoping I can put it on the podium. So thanks a lot, and go KYOSHO.
Hi, my name's Tyler Winskill. I'm one of the guys running the original KYOSHO Ultima Turbo here. Second owner of the car. Had a lot of fun with it over the weekend. I have, since owning the car, I have updated to the aluminum shock towers. I'm running a updated transmission and running a Hobby Wing brushless system in it. Overall, the car's been a lot of fun to drive. It's a big learning curve with it being rear motor. Not really used to that. Experience with it on the track has just been an insane amount of fun.
All right. Hey, we're going to go over my setup here for the Clash of Champions with my Ultima JJ Edition, and I've done a few different things. Some for strength, some for handling, and so we'll go over it. So I used the shock towers off the World Championship Edition, the Akira Kagawa car. I did it mostly for strength. Just wanted, the tracks here are pretty sticky. I knew I'd be flipping the car over. I didn't want to snap a fiberglass piece. I knew the carbon fiber would be a little stronger. Other things I did is put a bunch of weight in the front of the car. You can kind of see it. It's just bolted in however I could. I made a little Lexan mount to hold it. There's about 45 to 50 grams in the front of the car here to weight the nose to get the car to not be as twitchy, because it's very sticky here. These cars are not designed to run on sticky. You know, back in '87 we didn't have surfaces like this, so this is really meant to be an outdoor car. The other thing that makes it pretty twitchy is these tires are much bigger diameter, as you can see, than maybe what we ran back in '87. So this increases the ride height of the car, which makes it so basically, to help get rid of that, you put some weight in the front end. What I also did end up cutting the front springs to lower the car down, because again we have so much more ride height due to the size of the tire. I didn't do anything in the rear. We did put a sway bar on, which is a standard piece. Sorry, the wing's in the way, but you can kind of see it there. So ran a rear sway bar that helps the car squat a little bit in the turn, keeps it from rolling over and again being quite as twitchy. Other than that, I mean, it's basically running 35 weight oil all the way around, gold springs, black springs in the front. the 2-hole pistons in the shocks. Slipper's basically locked down. No need for a slipper here. Plenty of traction, and other than that, the car, I mean, is stock. I mean, the only, I don't know what, there's really no aftermarket, you know, outside of some titanium turnbuckles, which are all KYOSHO. Yeah, everything else out of the kit except for the shock towers, like I said. And that's really for strength, not for handling. I just wanted something a little stronger. And actually, these shock towers actually have a couple more holes in them, the ones that come with the JJ edition, that actually probably would be good because you could raise the shock up and lower the car down. So maybe I'd have been better off using the JJ original shock towers once I got here, but was not so inclined to just tear my car apart completely when I got here and just go have some fun and enjoy it. And so it's a little bit of a modern interpretation of what I ran in 1987, but very close. You know, again, the idea on a track, indoor track, getting all the weight as far forward as you can to help with the twitchiness of the steering. And yeah, that's the basics of what we've done here for the Clash of Champions. So thanks for watching.